like, it is Adam Christ on behalf of My MMA News here with another edition of My Marijuana Chronicles, sponsored as always by our good friends at O2 Vape. Make sure you check them out, o2vape.com. Use promo code MyMMA News at checkout for 20% off your order. The world's most innovative vape technology, hands down. I know I love them. You will too. Get yourself a 20% discount by using MMA News at checkout. Also, make sure to hit up our good friends at MMATco.com for your official My Marijuana Chronicles merchandise to support the world's only combat sports podcast. On this edition of My Marijuana Chronicles, we have a very special guest, Anthony Dill, who is coming off of the heels of a main event pro kickboxing debut. His pro kickboxing debut, and he took out a Glory Kickboxing veteran in the first round via TKO. He made it look easy, and it wasn't easy competition. My man Anthony Dill is on fire as of late. He has an upcoming pro boxing event going down, and he's here to talk about the mighty marijuana plant. So, without further ado, I got my man Anthony Dill. What's going on, Anthony? How are you, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just living my best life.
I heard it, man. So you've never been one to hide your usage of cannabis. When and why did you start utilizing cannabis?
I'm not sure when I started exactly. Probably sometime in high school. I don't know if I started for like a medical reason at the time, but just being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's probably how that started.
It's interesting because a lot of people, they pick up on it recreationally, but then they find out later how effective it can be in so many other facets in life. So you're not the first person that says they picked up on it recreationally and then found out and learned about it going forward. But
Mm.
now, how often and when specifically do you partake?
Um, Hard to say. I mean, every day is different. I try not to smoke as soon as I wake up because I don't know. I like to wake up, get some sun, eat some fruits, wake up a bit. Usually before I go work out, I'll smoke, and then at night, I'd say when I'm relaxing.
Interesting you say before you work out. That's a common theme when I talk to you fighters, that you guys like to utilize your medication before you train. A lot of them, especially before they grapple. Do you notice any drastic changes when you train after smoking, grappling, striking, anything?
I don't notice any drastic changes. I like it. It makes me feel in like a smoother kind of rhythm. And I feel a little more creative.
Like your
But
flow state?
yeah, but other than that, I don't notice anything huge, any major differences. I'm not any more or less explosive, any more or less, IQ. Kind of just feel like I'm in a better flow state.
Keep your anxiety maybe a little bit more calm so you don't get
Yeah.
a little jumpier?
Athletic wise, I don't really get too anxious. So like competing and even training and stuff like that, I don't really get too anxious. But like socially, like if I'm going out to like the mall, like I don't like being around a lot of people. So that's when like it's nice to smoke. Like I smoke before I go in any room full of people. I'm smoking, definitely.
That's absolutely insane that you don't get the anxiety when the lights are on you, when thousands of people are watching you, and then
Yeah.
all the attention's on you. But then you go out in somewhere, where you're just kind of another face in the crowd, and that's when.
Yeah.
Can you tell why you think that is, and why do you thrive under the lights?
Yeah, I have no idea because like I don't know. I feel like maybe around like close friends and stuff like that, and competing, like I'm super outgoing and like whatever. But yeah, if I'm like in public, like I'm pretty quiet and shy, or can't even talk. Pretty shy and quiet.
And
Uh, but yeah, I don't know why. I
hey,
don't,
different strokes for different folks, brother. But
yeah.
states and athletic commissions, they're lessening the punishment. But do you feel that we're still behind the ball as far as the stigma goes? Do you still feel like there's that lingering stigma in some people's eyes?
Um, man, I don't care about the stigma and any. If if they're not punishing people, that's how it should be. You know what I mean? It's not like anybody's smoking weed and performing better because of it. I mean, it's not a thing. I think everybody knows that. So, and it's not like anybody's smoking weed and going out and getting hurt because of it. You know, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna perform better from a Percocet, but you're gonna get fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So, it's not hurting or helping anybody's performance for any reason. So there's no point to punish people for it. As far as everybody's personal opinions, I could give two shits. People's personal opinions are fucking horrible with everything everywhere. So I could care less about that.
Is that one of the contributing factors of why you've always been so socially outspoken of the things you do, like smoking weed?
Yeah, I mean, people are ignorant. People refuse to learn. You know what I mean? People listen to things that are 100 years old that were discovered 100 years before that, and by now we know that shit's not true, and people just hold on to it. And yeah, it's pretty much how that works.
Understandable. How do you usually prefer to take your doses? Smoked flower, edibles, oils, dabs?
Um, it's hard to say. I like blunts.
Yeah.
I like smoking backwoods, so I smoke a lot of backwoods. That's my preferred method of smoking, which is weird because I hate tobacco. Like, I would never smoke any type of tobacco, not a hookah, not nothing mixed with weed. But I'll smoke a backwood anytime.
Any particular reason why?
I don't know. It just makes I don't know. It's a nice feeling. I guess the nicotine in it mixed with the weed, a little bit of nicotine, and the lesser manufactured part of it.
I think who was I was watching Flagrant 2, and Joe Rogan was just talking recently about he doesn't really care for blunts, but notice he or no, what was it? He noticed he started liking blunts, and it was sheerly because of the tobacco. But he's not a tobacco user, but it
Yeah.
enhances
Hmm.
the blunt in itself. But again, man, it's different strokes for different folks. But
Yeah.
does one or more thing, for example, does example edibles hit you super hard? Or like for me, I know edibles, they don't necessarily do a whole lot for me. I don't know why, but dabs, they'll set me off the radar. Is there anything that works for you that might not work for others? But what's your
Um,
favorite?
I used to dab a lot and take a lot of edibles. It's very expensive. Is the
Mm,
problem with dabbing and taking edibles. So I used to fucking dab all the time. If I had unlimited funds and could waste money on anything I wanted that wasn't keeping me healthy, like food and stuff like that, I would probably still be taking dabs every day. Quickest, easiest, one of the cleanest methods, and then edibles. But I also don't eat any type of junk food at all, so eating edibles would be pretty difficult.
How do you usually like to unwind, relax after you get done utilizing your medicine, your cannabis? Is it some people they like to watch anime, some people like to chill just with music. What's your typical day look like?
Either music or probably playing some Call of Duty. A couple of my friends.
Understandable. How far away do you think we are from decriminalization nationwide, or maybe even legalization?
I think there's like a bill going into the house or past the or going into the house or something like that soon. So who knows? We'll
That always
see.
seems to be the common trend. There's a bill going in, but it never
Yeah,
damn passes.
one like past the first part or something like that, and going to the second. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to it because both sides of the political parties are fucking crazy and ignorant, and you have the Republican side that thinks weed's evil, and they're pretty hefty in the votes. So
And the irony of of it only being split in two sectors. You can only pick from two different parts. So you
yeah,
one's right or the other's right. You can't
yeah,
do anything else. But
it's insane.
that's a whole political spectrum. I'm
Yeah,
not even going down that wormhole.
different argument, different
Yeah,
debate.
exactly. All right, man. Well, how many? If I was to ask you, I have my number in my head because I talk to a lot of fighters. But you being a pro fighter yourself, you're around fighters 10 times more than me. What do you think the percentage is of athletes, especially combat athletes, that utilize cannabis?
It's hard to say. A lot of people you wouldn't really know, and even like there's people that I talk to every day, that I probably see at my gym and train at my gym that I don't even know that they smoke. So hard to say. I have no idea. I would say maybe like half, but honestly, that's a wild guess. Like, I don't
Right.
even know.
Yeah. I was even going in like the 70% range, considering like CBDs and like everything
Yeah.
CBDs nowadays. Is that anything you mess with? Like CBDs as far as rubs, anything
No,
you need for
I
training?
I don't. I'm like I don't. I'm really weird. I don't use any topical things. I don't use any stuff. Like, I won't put anything in my body that isn't like a clean food. So
Really?
nothing in or on my body that's not super clean and natural. So yeah, I don't mess with any like anything really besides natural clean things.
Understandable, man.
Yeah.
Well, I know you got a big fight coming up, so I won't keep you any longer. If you had one thing that you can tell, I mean, obviously we're not doctors, but I mean, somebody that's considering getting into maybe utilizing cannabis, somebody that has some anxiety, some stressors, and they're kind of thinking about dabbling with it, what would be your advice to them?
Start light. You don't need a lot. That's pretty much it. You smoke too much, you're not gonna like it. So start light.